Hey everyone, today we're diving into Sushi Roll. This is a super fun dice drafting game that's perfect for 2 to 5 players, and you can knock out a whole game in about 20 minutes.
So in this explainer, my goal is pretty simple. I want to get you from just opening the box to confidently playing your first game as fast as we can.
So what are you trying to do in this game? Well, it's all about scoring the most points. You'll play through 3 rounds, collecting the best combinations of these awesome little sushi dice.
Yep, it all boils down to points. Whoever's got the highest score at the very end wins the game. Simple as that.
Okay, before we can play, we've got to get set up. Don't worry, I'll walk you through it step by step.
So, getting set up is just 3 quick things for each player. You're going to take a tray and your tokens, then you'll get a conveyor belt, and finally you'll draw some dice from the bag to get started.
All right, so everyone gets one of these player trays. This is where you'll keep all the dice you collect. You'll also grab 2 chopsticks tokens and 3 menu tokens. These are going to let you do some cool special actions during the game.
Okay, next up, everyone's going to reach into the bag and draw some dice. Now, how many you draw depends on how many people are playing. For example, if it's just 2 of you, you'll each draw 8 dice. Go ahead and place those right onto your conveyor belt.
And just like that, setup is done. We are ready to roll. Literally. The round kicks off with everyone rolling all the dice on their conveyor belt at the same time. So after you've rolled, what happens on your turn? Let's break it down.
Your turn is really just 2 easy steps. The first one is optional. You don't have to do it. But the second one, yeah, you've got to do that one every single time.
So that first optional step is all about using your tokens. If you don't like what you rolled, you can spend a menu token to re-roll any of your dice. Or, if you see a die you really want on someone else's conveyor belt, you can spend a chopsticks token to swap one of yours for one of theirs.
All right, now for step 2, the one you have to do. After you're done with tokens, or if you decide not to use any, you must choose one single die from your conveyor belt. You'll take that die and move it over to your personal tray. That's the one you're locking in for this turn.
Okay, so once everyone has chosen their one die for the turn, something really cool happens. You take your whole conveyor belt with all the dice you didn't pick and you pass it to the player on your left. That means you're getting a whole new set of dice to choose from. And just like that, the next turn begins.
So you're just going to keep doing that. Pick a die, pass the belt. Pick a die, pass the belt until all the dice are gone. Once everyone's tray is full and the conveyor belts are empty, that's the end of the round. And now it's time to tally up some points.
First up, let's talk about a really powerful combo, wasabi and nigiri. If you pick a wasabi die, it doesn't do anything yet, but the very next nigiri you collect goes right on top of it, and that triples its value. So that 3-point nigiri, boom, it's suddenly worth 9 points. That's huge. Okay, let's look at the appetizers. These are all about set collection. Dumplings are great because the more you get, the more points they're worth. They just keep adding up. Tempura, on the other hand, you want them in pairs. A pair gets you 5 points, but a single one is only worth 1. And then there's sashimi, the high roller. You need a set of 3 to score a massive 13 points. Anything less than 3 gets you 0. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on what your opponents are collecting. Now for the rest of the dice. Maki rolls are a battle for majority. At the end of the round, we'll see who has the most Maki icons on their dice. Whoever has the most gets 6 points, and second place gets 3. Nigiri are super simple. They just score 1, 2, or 3 points, whatever the die says. And last but not least, puddings. These guys are special. They don't score anything right now. You just set them aside because they're saved for the very end of the game.
So you're going to play 3 full rounds just like that. And after that third round is scored, the game is almost over. But wait, there's one last thing to account for before we crown a champion.
Remember all those puddings you've been saving up? Well, now's their time to shine. Everyone compares how many pudding icons they collected over the whole game. The person with the most gets a sweet bonus of 6 points, but the person with the fewest has to lose 6 points. So yeah, you definitely want to pay attention to who's hoarding the dessert. And that brings us to the final tally. Just add up your scores from all 3 rounds and then add or subtract your pudding points. Whoever has the highest score is the Sushi Roll champion. It's that simple.
All right, before you dive in, I've just got a couple of quick tips, some key things you'll want to remember for your first game.
First off, don't forget you can use more than one menu or chopsticks token on the same turn if you want. Also, a wasabi die by itself is worth nothing,
0 points, so you've got to make sure you land a nigiri on it. And one last thing, a special rule for two-player games. The person with the fewest puddings does not lose any points. That's a nice little break.
And that's it. That is everything you need to know to play your first game of Sushi Roll. It's got this awesome mix of luck from the dice rolls and real strategy in what you choose. So what's your plan going to be? Are you going to hunt for those big sashimi sets? Or maybe try to lock down the Maki rolls every round? Whatever you do, good luck and have a great time playing.